The fly incident allegedly proved that Obama was not perfect, and they wish that he hadn't done it. They sent the president a humane bug catcher, which allows users to trap a live insect and then release it outside. Okay, this is my opinion on it. PETA, I agree with PETA to a point, but when you're flipping the president crap just for swatting a very bothersome fly, I'm sorry. You guys are just going a little too far. People, I'm sorry. Even vegetarians I know swat at flies and kill them. So to blatantly chastise our president for doing something that any person would do if a fly is buzzing around and annoying them, that is just ridiculous. I think you people are just going a little too far. Like I said, I am for the humane treatment of animals, but I'm going to shock you guys just a little bit. I'm not a vegetarian. I am a meat eater, and I only eat meat that's organically grown. So if you want to call me a bad person just because I eat meat and that I'm defending my president for swatting a fly, you can kiss my butt. Sorry. I'm just not a militant vegan like that. And I think personally, if you're gonna chastise somebody, especially a world leader, for doing something that every single person does, maybe you guys need to get a life and maybe need to re-examine a few things because if you do stuff like this, people are just gonna think you're crazy anyway. I mean, I already think you guys are nuts. Like I said, I agree with you to a point, but this is going a little too far, guys. And that's my 2 cents on that.
I think that's the best thing Obama's ever done. Swat at the flying
Yeah,
killer.
thank you.
Show some initiative. Yeah. It's not like he's like going out of his way to kill a lot of baby flies and make a baby fly coat, you know.
Right, exactly. Boy, wouldn't that piss PETA off? Yeah, he's going to make a baby fly coat next. I can just see the uproar right now. I really can. Okay, another weird news story that I got off the internet. There is a power company out of Austria that told a customer that she was dead. This is out of Reuters.com, their oddly enough section. An Austrian woman who has had to convince her electricity supplier that she is alive after the company wrote her asking for information about her contract and following her passing away. In a personally addressed letter, the Linz-based company said it had heard of her death through her bank, Daily Österreich reported on Thursday. I am not the dead one, 58-year-old Christine R. wrote back in a fax and email to the company explaining it was per her neighbor who had died, and she was a custodian. She eventually went to the customer center in person to prove her existence. It was an unfortunate mistake, a spokeswoman for the company said. There was a muddle in the paperwork and the letters we automatically send out. It's been resolved now. God, you know, I can't imagine all of a sudden I'm going to pay my cell phone bill, right? And I got to pay my cell phone bill at Cricket. And they look up my information and they say, oh, I'm sorry, Miss Parrish, you're dead. What? What do you mean I'm dead? I'm alive. You know, I mean, can you imagine that happening to you?
I'd just go with it. There's no bill. Like, okay.
I'd be like, hey, sweet. That would be awesome. But in a way, it would totally screw you up.
I just go disappear in the woods. Like, I'm out of here. They think I'm dead. It's like
yeah.
like a free pass.
Yeah. So we have yet another guest who has just joined us. Hi, this is my friend Brandon Carmody, the writer of Savageland. Producer, writer of Savageland. We showed the interview with Casey Stratton. Can you tell us a little bit about what it was like to work with Casey Stratton?
That is a small dream come true because I've been a fan of Mr. Stratton for some time
Oh,
now.
you might want to put your microphone on.
You betcha.
What are you thinking? Come on. You're embarrassing me.
This is live TV, so we never.
Is that better?
That is much better. Now we can actually hear you in TV land.
So I've been a fan of Casey Stratton for 10 years. He was a former Sony artist. He's done national tours, great stuff.
Really? Yeah.
So it was a thrill.
Yeah. Well, I had the pleasure of actually meeting him on Tuesday, and he is such. Well, actually, no, it was Monday I came out. Why was I thinking Tuesday? I'm thinking like a day ahead of time. But anyway, it was a great time meeting Casey. I mean, he is so cool and so down to earth. So anyway, now that you're both here, tell us a little bit about Savageland.
I'm going to start with the director.
Yes.
Well, Savageland is a niche type film. It's an art film. It's in a genre called surreal noir, so it has a lot of noir style to it, and the characters are desperate and a lot of surreal imagery, and it's about a band trying to make it, and one of the people being shoved out of the band as they're making it.
Oh, so basically it's about cutthroat rock and roll stuff.
Yep, and
Wow.
there's some very queer-friendly undertones in the movie, so it's very...
I like that.
Yep. We have some bisexual relationships, some lesbian relationships. One of the two girls in the band were actually in a previous band called Lesbos. So,
Nice.
That's true. That's
so we're trying to include our community, and we have some really good talent, and it's been really fun shooting. We shot at the Hawthorne Theater, and it was just really amazing. And we were looking at the footage recently, and it looks great. Everyone did such a good job.
Well, I can't wait for this to come out. Now, tell me, you were a producer here a while back ago, and when you were producing here, I know that you made a movie called Empty Land.
correct.
Now, is Savageland this sequel to Empty Land?
That's sort of a two-part answer to your question. In a way, Savageland is a sequel because the primary characters in Empty Land were John, Christian, and Anna. That was sort of, kind of a borderline polyamorous relationship. But officially, we'd like to think of Savageland as a breakaway film, a film that exists as its own world, its own storyline that uses the same characters. So, I hate to use a Twilight reference because not everybody is on board with the Twilight, but you know how they keep making them and then they tack on a new name to it? It's almost like this is the next storyline for the John, Christian, Anna. This is another story using those characters, but not a sequel.
Oh, it's not a sequel, but it's the same characters. Interesting. Very interesting.
That's right.
And now, I know that during this time we are going to be taking your phone calls at 503-288-4442. And be sure to call in if you have a question or a comment for our guests this evening. And so far, I don't have any people calling, which is kind of a bummer. I guess they're used to being on at 8. I'm on live at 7. So they kind of switch my times, which is kind of a bummer.
I have my cell phone. I could call in.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
We could call cast members if you can call out.
Yeah. The reception in the studio kind of really blows too, so it's not really. Yeah.
So do you get 2 hours? Do you get to go into your 8 o'clock time slot?
Well, unfortunately, no, I do not. We are only live for 1 hour. But did you bring a clip from Savageland?
We do have a clip. That's why I'm literally just the Johnny on the spot getting out of a cab right onto your show.
Well, we appreciate you being here.
Yeah.
So I also understand not only are you a writer and producer of this movie, you've also done some music over the years.
Got some things on iTunes, Amazon that are out there. People are interested. Just look up Brandon Carmody or even look up Savageland.
Very nice. So can we go ahead and play that clip from Savageland?